you're selling something that people don't want. Well, then you're gonna think, oh, I just need to sell more t-shirts. And in fact, you're getting broker faster. Today we're talking about how to add $250,000 in profit to your business over the next 12 months. This is not theory, this is what actually worked for me. For me, it added $600,000 over a 12-month period. But I'm gonna talk to you about the profit myth, the time trap, and the revenue bottleneck, and then a big lie that you're telling yourself, that I told myself, that's keeping you stuck in your business right now. Don't watch this video if you're not doing at least 6 figures in revenue a year. If you are, this is gonna be really helpful. So let's dive in with the profit myth. This is what's keeping you from growing profitability in your business right now. I don't know if you've been through this, but you scale to 6 figures, maybe you scale to 7 figures and then realize you're broke and you're not making any money. You think, oh, 7 figures in business, I thought that meant I was gonna be a millionaire. No, for a lot of people, it actually means, I know for me at least, it meant that I was not even making 6 figures in my 7-figure business because my profit margins sucked. So the myth that a lot of people tell themselves is that more revenue equals more profit. This is not true at all, because there's 2 ways to grow profitability in your business. If I were to ask you as a founder, hey, the challenge, the premise of this video, add $250,000 in profit to your business over the next 12 months. You've got 2 options. You can grow revenue or you can cut expenses. Which one should you choose? I'll tell you what 10 out of 10 founders will say, let me just grow revenue, when actually that is the slowest way to grow your profit. Now, yes, you've got to have critical mass, you've got to have profit in general, but there's a reason why private equity, which those guys never lose money, there's a reason why they don't lose money, and that's because they come in and they slash expenses. Why is that? Well, if I cut $100 in expenses in my business, that immediately drops to the bottom line. I just added $100 in profit. Now on the flip side, if I add revenue, well, what's your margin in your business? Let's say it's 10%. That's decent margins, by the way. So you got a 10% profit margin. Well, how much would it take to add $100 in profit? Well, it would take $1,000 in revenue. Which one do you think is harder to do? Generate an extra $1,000 in revenue or cut $100 in expenses? It's way easier to cut $100 in expenses. But a lot of times entrepreneurs, they just chase revenue. And I call it the revenue rabbit. You keep getting more and chasing more revenue and your bank account isn't growing. So what can you do about this? Well, there's 2 things that you can do right here to solve this profit myth. The first one is cut expenses. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but either you or someone on your team can just go do a massive cut. And I'll tell you about this down here, but the first time we did this, literally added hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in profit. We negotiated with all of our vendors. I tell you the simplest way to cut expenses is cancel all your credit cards. Cancel all your credit cards and then also tell them, because there's this sneaky thing that all the credit card companies do where they pass your information along to Amazon and to all these subscription companies. It's pretty shady, honestly. And then they can just keep billing you because they just send them the new card info. Well, you can tell them not to do that. And so if you want to just slash expenses, try that. But then the second thing that you can do is look at your per unit profitability. This is really important. Nobody tells you about this. Not many people think about this, but that's basically meaning, imagine that you're in a t-shirt business. I sell a t-shirt for 25 bucks. How much does it cost me to make it? You need to know those numbers. I know you're probably not in the t-shirt business, but you're in the business of delivering a product or service. You need to know, do you make money or not when you deliver that product or service? And what are your most profitable products or services in your business? Because the best way to make more money is just sell more of that or reduce your expenses on a per unit basis, because then every widget that you sell from there on out is going to be significantly more profitable. If you don't solve this per unit problem, I know I'm getting nerdy on you, nothing else matters. Because if you lose money on every t-shirt, well then you're going to think, oh, I just need to sell more t-shirts. And in fact, you're getting broker faster. Like you're just literally losing more money at a faster pace by selling more of the thing because it isn't even profitable to begin with. So that's the profit myth. This is where most people get trapped. What about the time trap? In your business right now, I can guarantee you are spending dozens of hours a month maybe even dozens of hours a week on things that aren't moving the needle and things that you shouldn't be spending time on. You don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. All right? So there's things that you need to do. Dan Martell would call this buy back your time. He says, don't hire to grow your business, hire to buy back your time. But the punchline is you're probably working a lot more than you want and not making as much money as you want. Well, why is that? It's because you're spending time on things that don't move the needle. You're stuck in the time trap. You need to ask yourself 2 questions. First off, you need to do a time audit. So I want you to take the amount of money that you earned over the last 12 months, and I want you to divide it by 2,080. This is your hourly rate. That's how much an hour's worth to you. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say anything that you can pay someone else or delegate something to someone else for lower than your hourly rate. If you're not doing that, you're literally lighting money on fire. We have this thing in our business called sad time. Sad time is anything that you should stop doing. That's the first one. And then if you can't stop doing it, well then the second S would be systematize it. You should automate it. Now the A, this is starting to turn into AI. Right? It used to just be automate. Now we're saying, hey, use AI to either automate it or do it faster. And then the D stands for delegate. So what are you spending time on right now in your business that you shouldn't be? That's the first thing. We gotta get clear on your hourly rate so you can start doing an audit or a time study of those things. But then secondly, you gotta get clear on what's actually moving the needle. Okay, so this is really important. You've got 2 to 3 things that you spend time on in your business that disproportionately add value. I'm talking disproportionately. This is the thing that when you do it, the cash register rings, the business grows, but it's probably less than 5 hours of your week. This is the weird thing. It's the thing that moves the needle. But for some reason, I fall into this trap all the time. The minutia of life and business just push that out, so you end up not spending time on it. You need to get clear on these 2 to 3 things, and then we're gonna coach you on how to make sure you do as much of that as possible so that instead of being stuck in the time trap, you're using time on what's most effective to grow your business. Now let's talk about number 3, the revenue bottleneck. At a certain point, you got to grow revenue, right? You can't cut your way to that 250K in profit added. Maybe you can if you got a good sized business. Like if you're at $1 million to $5 million, you could probably get to 250K just by executing number 1. Right? But if you're in the 6-figure range or low 7-figure range, well, you got to grow revenue. And so there's this big problem that most people would say that they have. My guess is you're thinking this right now. You're thinking, I need more customers and more leads. You're wrong. Okay, you don't have a customer problem. You don't have a lead problem. You have a totally different problem. Okay, and that problem is that you're not speaking to the right people with the right pain, making the right promise. But there's a phrase that we use, it's called chocolate covered broccoli. Chocolate covered broccoli says, sell them what they want, give them what they need. So you present to them the chocolate and then the broccoli is hidden inside. Here's the real problem that most people have. You're selling something that people don't want or in a way that they don't want it. And you need to change your messaging. You need to tweak your product offering and you need to make sure that you have product market fit. But chances are you don't if you're running into headwinds, or it might be a totally different problem, which is this other problem, which is distribution. And so the question that you need to ask for the antidote to your distribution problem, you've heard of who, not how. If you haven't, write that down. Who, not how says that anytime I run into a problem in my life or in my business, I ask the question, who has solved this before, not how do I solve it? Because if I can figure out the who, well then guess what? I can pay them for a shortcut. They know the how. So every problem in your business comes down to figuring out who has solved this problem before. And now this is a little bit different version of the who question. And this is who is talking to my customers. Why does that matter? Well, who's talking to my customers matters because you can borrow their audience. My business went from 0 to I think it was $1.2 or $1.3 million in sales in the first 11 months. Why is that? It was because I asked the who question. And I said, who's got an audience of people who want what I'm selling? So now I just got to sell them on putting me in front of their audience. I don't got to sell the hundreds or thousands of people in that audience. This is a cheat code. if you're running into headwinds, who is a step function, right? You're literally one partnership away from blowing up your business. You get on the right podcast, you get on the right media channel, you get on the right stage, your business can 2x, 3x, 10x, all from that who question. Okay, we'll walk you through how to do that. We've got a video on this channel. It's the $30 million partnership playbook, all about how we do this internally. You need to ask the who question. This is a really big one. And then you need to get in front of those audience with some chocolate covered broccoli, and that's gonna solve your customer's problem and your lead problem. Now, what about this big lie though? So here's the big lie that I told myself, and you're probably telling yourself right now, and that's, I can do all this on my own. Hey Chandler, this is cool. These are really great tips, $250K in profit over the next 12 months. I've got the tools. I can do this on my own. I don't need your help. In fact, I don't even know how I would work with you. So I told myself this big lie for a really long time. And my business struggled and stalled as a result. Or even worse, the business was growing, but my bank account wasn't because I didn't have any profit. And I'll never forget when I showed up to a conference by this guy named Keith Cunningham. It's called the 4-Day MBA. And he broke down this whole process of how you add profit in your business. And he introduced me to this one page that totally changed the game. And over the next 12 months, $600K in added profit to the business from implementing that thing and from asking the who question. Okay, and so that's where this leads to a private invitation. We get about 10 to 20 slots to join our invite-only mastermind, okay? So this is called the Business Author Mastermind, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to click the link in the description, okay? Click the link in the description, book a call with my team. We're gonna take a look at your business and we're gonna see if we can help you through this mastermind, okay? So you need to be doing a minimum of 6 figures a year in revenue for this to make sense. If you're seeing this video right when it comes out, we've got a special bonus Austin invitation, okay? So we're gonna, if you sign up from this video, we're gonna invite you as a bonus to our upcoming in-person event here in Austin, Texas. At that event, we're gonna break down this one-page profit plan, okay? We're gonna help you add more profit to your business. We're gonna help you grow your business faster. You'll get to learn directly from me, directly from the people on my team. Okay, so click the link in the description, book a call with my team, comment mastermind down below if you've booked a call, and we'd love to have you join us here in Austin and as part of our Business Author Mastermind. So that's the framework. If you implement what I talked about here and what we teach weekly on this channel, you will grow the profitability of your company. You can choose to do it on your own, or you can work with us. And I'll tell you, if you work with us, the who question, you're gonna be a whole lot more successful in your business. But either way, this is the stuff that works. And I know it does because I've implemented it over a long period of time. You gotta be careful about this profit myth. Don't chase the revenue rabbit. Don't fall into the time trap. This is an ongoing thing that you need to constantly do. We'll do this in person. We'll audit your calendar and that sort of thing as part of the Business Author Mastermind. And then the revenue bottleneck, you got to figure out what's actually going wrong, okay? Big lie, don't try to do it on your own. Join us as part of the Business Author Mastermind. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, comment below. I read and respond to every single comment. Subscribe to the channel. We drop videos weekly on how to scale to 8 figures, and I'll see you in the next video.